Welcome to another edition of Transparency in Government. As usual, we are here with our town manager, Kevin Smith, and we're going to go over things that are happening around town in the last few weeks. We haven't been together for a while,
It's been a
so
little
we've
while,
got
Dottie.
a long list
Yeah.
here, but we will zip right through that and keep you entertained, I hope, and maybe answer some of the questions you have in your mind that you haven't had a chance to ask anybody. So let's start off with something upbeat and positive. Let's talk about Old Home Day. It's
Old
like
Home
right
Day.
around the corner.
It's that time of year again.
Yeah.
It comes upon so fast. Old Home Day, though, is the 17th through the 21st. The schedule is as it's been for
Quite a few years
the
now.
last few
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
You know, you've got the senior night on Wednesday evening.
You get hot dogs and hamburgers.
Of course, hot dogs, hamburgers, coleslaw, all the fixins, the concert. It's a great evening for the seniors,
Yeah.
and I love participating in that evening. Thursday night's Children's Night out on the Common.
Yeah.
Friday night will be the fireworks, and then Saturday, of course, is the parade and all of the booths down on the Common, and
All the events on the stage.
and all the events.
Yeah.
So there's a website. People can Google Londonderry Old Home
Right.
Day and look at the calendar of events. It's shaping up to be another spectacular event this year. Hopefully we'll have good weather, and come on down.
Well,
We'd love to see everyone.
that many days, we've got to have good weather at least part of the time. My goodness.
Well, I mean, you know, it'd be hard to believe we'd get rain on any. We haven't had rain all summer, so
Yeah.
you know, hopefully, at least on those days now, it won't rain either. We could use the rain, but just not on
we
Old
could
Home Day.
just
Dottie,
skip those days.
you know?
And I think you didn't mention Sunday. On Sunday, they have
Sunday-
the church services and
That's right. Yeah, they have
and
the
another
worship
dinner.
services on Sunday in the late
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
They have that down on the Common as well.
Yeah, and don't they serve a dinner or breakfast or something?
Maybe a lunch.
Maybe.
Maybe a
I
lunch.
think they do.
I think we'll have to
there's-
check out the
I think there's
website
food
and-
involved. And there's usually a schedule printed in the Londonderry Times.
Yes.
Hopefully that will be again this
Yep.
year too.
Yeah.
So don't miss any events. Look that up either on the website or check out the newspaper for
Absolutely.
the schedule. What about mosquitoes down
So
there?
yeah, so you know we're
Good segue?
It is a good segue. You know, every year we do the same. We monitor the state reports. You know, last year we didn't. I think was the first year I've been here where we didn't have any triple E
Yeah,
issues.
yeah.
So we didn't have to spray as much last year, and hopefully that'll be the case this year
Yeah.
where. You know, I'm thinking because of the lack of rain, maybe that'll keep the mosquitoes, have a smaller population than what we've had
I know
in
I've
the
got less
past.
at my house.
What's that?
There's less at my house with
Yeah.
this lack of rain. Yeah.
So, we're continuing to monitor the situation. It costs a lot to mosquito spray.
I know, yeah.
So if we don't have to do it, we don't want
Yeah.
to do it
Yeah.
because it is quite a bit of money to do it. But that being said, if we think there's a public safety issue, we're obviously going to do it.
Right.
So we're monitoring that situation and getting the reports from Health and Human Services on it and DES, and also monitoring Zika too. Not so much an issue in New England
I
right
know,
now.
yeah.
It's mostly.
I am sort of interested though how they're keeping those mosquitoes within 1 mile. It's like the little mosquito fence around it or something. They
Yeah.
keep saying this is within the 1 mile
Within the
area
1 mile
in
radius.
Florida. Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
they're doing a tremendous lot of spraying down
Yeah,
there right
yeah.
now. But we had a report on this earlier this year in which the person who came in to talk to the town council about it, the mosquito expert,
Right.
said mosquitoes don't know boundaries.
that was
Either.
my thinking exactly.
So
yeah, you can tell them you do not pass this point, but
yeah, they don't
they
quite
don't read.
listen. No, they don't. So we're monitoring all of it, but as of right now, we don't have any plans to spray.
Okay.
Yep.
So that means that if you're concerned about mosquitoes, you have to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
So-
Bug repellent.
Yep.
Obviously, long sleeve clothes helps, but it's summertime,
Yeah.
so if you're not,
Yeah.
you make sure you're taking the proper
Yeah.
precautions and putting
The
on bug
other
repellent.
great thing, I know the dry weather is a problem, but I haven't seen any ticks this year either. So I
Yeah,
think that
I-
might be helping with that
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what else we want to talk about here? We've got a special meeting coming up. We
We
need
do.
to talk about that because the deliberative session is next Monday,
Right.
I think. Yeah.
So the deliberative session is on Monday the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Monday the 15th.
No, it's the 18th, isn't it? No,
I believe
it's the 15th.
Monday's the 15th.
You're right. I wrote down the
Yes.
15th. Don't confuse me.
All right. Monday the 15th, there will be a deliberative session. And that is for any of the public to come and listen, voice any.
And it's going to be over at Moose Hill?
It's going to be at the Moose Hill Conference Room at Town
Okay,
Hall.
okay.
So it will be, there's a town council meeting that night as well. So it'll be prior to the town council meeting, start right at 7 o'clock. It'll be just like a regular town deliberative session
Okay.
that we usually have in February, because it is a special town meeting. So assuming that all of the warrants are moved, there's only two warrants.
Right.
They're both union contracts. Assuming those are moved to the ballot, then the election, the ballot election, will be the same day as the state primary,
Okay.
which I believe is September
13th.
13th. Yeah. Which saves the town money to do it
Yep,
on that
combining
day.
it, yep.
Combining it,
Yep.
and that's why we did it that way. So, and hopefully people will come out and support these contracts. We obviously think they're good contracts that we've negotiated with the unions.
And you've changed health coverage?
Well, it's not
So
the
that
coverage that we've
saves the-
changed, but we changed the structure of the costs
Okay.
with the kind of coverage. We're moving toward the health savings accounts.
Okay.
And so what we've done as a town is the health savings accounts premiums are significantly less than the current health care of the other plans, the first dollar coverage
Okay,
plans, which
yeah.
most employees have.
Okay.
So what we've said is, but the coverage is the same. So what we've said as a town, we said, well, we'll be more generous in giving you a larger contribution towards your health insurance if you
If you'll
switch
do the-
to the HSA.
Okay.
So it really is a,
Now, the HSA is like part of your health plan. It's not like all of it, right?
well, it's everything is an Anthem product.
Oh, okay.
So the health is under, the town is with Health Trust. Health Trust, that's a conglomerate
That's the-
of all cities and towns. So there's a larger
get that larger
buying
group,
power,
right,
brings
yeah,
the price
yeah.
down. Health Trust contracts with Anthem. So all of our health care plans are through Anthem.
Okay.
The HSA is just another Anthem product.
Okay.
But it's a
Money saver.
well,
in the
and the
long
reason
run.
it costs less is because rather than sending all of your money to the insurance company, you have a health savings account where you're putting the money in your own account, not giving it to the insurance company.
Yeah.
So you have to manage that account, but it's a matter of, really just a matter of moving your dollars from shipping it to the insurance company to shipping it to your own health
Yeah.
savings account. But the plan itself is a lot less expensive
Okay.
than those first dollar coverage. So again, we incentivize it for the employees to say, we'll contribute more to your health savings account.
That sounds like
And it's a win
yeah.
because they're actually now paying less in health insurance for the same coverage, while the town is saving, even though we're contributing more,
Yeah.
we're still saving in the long run because they're much more less costly plans.
I'm starting to see like a theme with you. You like to save money.
We do like to save money, and it's a
Not a-
matter of, it's a matter of being smart about it, Dottie.
You gotta, yeah. Yeah,
because
that's
you don't.
exactly what you have to do.
You can save money to the point of cutting off your nose to spite your face,
Heard
and
that one before.
that's never a good thing to do.
Yep,
You've
yep.
at to be smart about where you're saving the dollars.
Yeah.
And I think over the years, we've done that. At the same time, we've added personnel.
Yeah,
We added 4
yeah.
new firefighters a couple of years ago. We've added school resource officers. We've got vehicles and equipment in the fire station that are second to none around. I'm telling you, they're the envy of the state with the vehicles we have. We've put at
But
least
not paying fortunes to make that happen.
well, not paying fortunes to make it happen, but with all of the industrial and commercial growth that we've brought into the town,
Oh,
we've been able to add things to the budget, but bring the tax rate down at the same time by not overspending the new revenue that's
revenue,
coming in.
yeah.
So, and I point that out because definitely there are areas in the budget where we've made cost savings, but at the same time, I think we've also been responsible in appropriately funding areas that
Services and things
and services
like
that
yeah.
should be funded.
Yeah, and that's, I think, a big mistake that government can make a lot of the time,
Well,
is to, as you say, cut the nose off Spite's
Yep.
face. Cut. So it's the services that the people are not getting that they really need to have.
Well, because there's consequences to that
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And it's all about, I believe it's all about finding the right balance all the time,
Yeah.
The pendulum should never be all the way toward one area or the other.
Well, we're very fortunate. You seem to be a very balanced
Well,
leader.
thank you, Dottie. I try to be.
A lot of mental health issues being discussed these days. Okay, CIP.
Yes.
Speaking of appropriating money, spending it wisely, can you just explain briefly how that CIP plan works? Because I know that there are people that do not understand the process and don't understand how things get prioritized in there.
Yeah, there is a CIP committee, and
Which stands for Capital
Capital
Improvements
Improvement Plan,
Plan.
and what their charge is every year is to come up with what are the capital improvements the town is going to be needing over the next 5 years, and
And those things are submitted by the
department heads.
Department heads,
Yeah.
right?
And it includes both school district items and town items as well. And then the committee prioritizes each of those areas.
That's like 1 through 6. Is that the prioritization? I think there's 6 steps.
I'm not certain of
Yeah.
what the numbers are, but
I think it's 1 is immediately really we
Right.
need it now, and,
Yeah, the
and
lower the
6
number,
is,
the higher the
and 6
priority.
is you need to learn a lot more about this
Yeah.
before you can ask us for it.
Right.
Something like that, yeah.
And what people need to know is that just because something is in the CIP doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be funded.
Right. It's still up to the people.
What's that?
It's still going to
It's
be
still
up
up
to
to
the
the
people
people.
to
You
vote.
know, you still have to come up with a warrant article, and it still has to be passed by the people.
Yeah.
But we have funded some items over the last few years that were on the list. For instance, the expansion to the senior center.
Yeah, which is going.
It's going like
Crazy.
gangbusters.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
they're going
yeah.
to be done pretty soon
Yeah.
on that. But that was a huge benefit, and if you recall, we did that with fund balance, so we didn't have to raise taxes to do that.
Yeah.
We did an expansion, a whole new garage at the town garage for the employees there, which
Yeah.
was so much better than
Oh
what
my
they
goodness,
had.
they really
Light
deserved
years
it,
beyond.
needed
They
it,
did.
yeah.
They did deserve
Yeah.
it. And again, most of that was done with fund balance too. So we have done some items over the years that have been on it. Some other ones that has repeatedly come up is the central fire station. At some
Yeah.
point we're really going to have to
My
take a
goodness,
hard look
yeah.
at that. That's one area. The auditorium, of course, is on the CIP again. The school district building is
The
on
SAU
there.
building, yeah.
The SAU building.
Yeah.
And the CIP is online. So if anyone wants to take a look at it,
Yeah.
see what items
Yeah.
are in there, they're more than welcome to do that. There have been sewer infrastructure projects. For instance, Pentonville Road sewer was on there. That's been done now.
Yeah.
We've done that.
Yeah.
So we're ticking items off
Yeah.
along the way, and and again, haven't had to raise a significant amount of taxes at this point to do a bunch of those things.
Well, and again, I would, as I have in the past, I would strongly encourage you to go to the website and take a look, londonderrynh.org. It's very informative. It's very easy to maneuver around and find what it is that you want. And if you can't find what you want up there, you can call Kevin.
Yeah, call me, and if they want to look at the CIP, it's under the Planning and Economic Development
Yeah.
webpage. So,
Okay.
yep.
Well, I hope that they will take a look at that so they see how we're prioritizing and know that they still have another opportunity to have their say
Yep.
as to what's going to happen there. And we just talked about the senior center and how that's just flying right along. When is that supposed to be done? When's the
Well, I don't know what the scheduled end date was, but I would say
They're
that's
going
probably
fast.
going to be done, I'd say by the end of September. You know, it could be even earlier than
I
that.
I wouldn't be
And it's
surprised.
going very
Yeah.
quick. I mean,
There's some long days they put out. When the weather's good, they're out there like first thing in the morning until like dark almost.
well, the siding is now going up on the building, so
Oh,
you know the whole now the inside's been framed.
Yeah.
It really they have made very quick work of it,
The o-
and with very little disruption to the senior programs as well.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the neighborhood. I'm like, I'll speak for that. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's great. That's
They're
good to
right
hear
ne-
too.
They're right next
Yeah.
to me. As nobody, everybody doesn't know that, but they're right next to me. And I do have to say that the puppy and I have one complaint, and that's the beeper when the trucks are backing up. Oh, that freaks her out. She just will not stop barking. She
We'll
can't figure
have to
out what
put
that is.
headphones on Peanut or
Something.
something, earplugs.
We'll play music out in her yard. Okay, cell tower. I was so excited to see that there's a cell tower on
Yep.
the horizon.
Cell tower off of Wiley Hill Road.
Yeah.
And it's been approved. They had zoning board approval. They've gone through the Heritage Commission. And so now the next step is to go through the planning board process.
Okay.
It'll definitely help with another area of town where we have gaps in cell service. And I think a lot of people will, one, it's not going to be very obstruct, or I don't
I know what you mean. Yeah.
it's not gonna, you're not gonna notice it much because of where it's being placed along Wiley Hill. So it's not gonna be obtrusive to
That's the word I was trying to come up
the
with.
residents
Obtrusive,
there.
yes.
At the same time, like I said, it'll provide better coverage in that area. And they've also agreed to allow our public safety folks to share
Good.
that tower and put their
Sharing's
equipment on
always
it
good,
too,
yeah.
which obviously helps with you know, their remitting and
Yeah.
of their
Yeah.
equipment. So so it's a very positive development, I think. Like I said, there'll be time it's going to go through the planning board process. So if anyone wants to come in, if they have any concerns or have any questions, they can go to the public hearing.
I think people don't realize sometimes how hilly we are.
Yeah, it's very
You know,
hilly.
so we do have those big drops where there's
Right.
no service whatsoever.
Right.
And this will be great to get one more area
Absolutely.
covered. I've got on my phone, I think because of the hills, I don't know, but I seem to always be in airplane mode. I don't know why. Got to figure out how to get that turned off. Okay, another new program that we've got going here, the drug program.
Right.
How is that going?
It's actually it's going well. So
Are we
CA
starting to see people?
well, so we decided to contract with Community Health Services in Derry.
Right.
They've done a lot of our welfare services now. Well, we have been contracting with them for the better half of 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
And they're tremendous.
Yeah.
They've done an
That's what I've heard, that
absolutely
they do a
wonderful
great
job
job.
for us. You know, that's a great example there of a public-private partnership
That works.
where we said, you know what, you guys are the
Yeah.
experts,
Yeah.
you know how to do this stuff, we're going to contract with you, and
Yeah.
it's a huge cost savings to the town as well to
Yeah.
do it that way. That's smart cost savings
Absolutely.
there.
There we go again.
So they actually approached us and said,
They
you
would
know,
like to do it.
would you be interested in us putting together a proposal? And we said absolutely, based on the relationship
Yeah.
that we have with them. And so what they came back with is a proposal that's about $10,000 now. We appropriated $50,000, but they came back and said, you know what? Let's do this in baby steps. You know,
Okay.
let's see what the need is in the community, how often the resource is used. And
Another sensible approach.
yeah, well,
Wow.
and that's how they are, though. And, you know, because I'm sure there were probably other vendors out there who, as soon as they saw the town appropriated $50,000,
They would have been able to use it all.
exactly, exactly. And instead, CHS came back and said, no, we only want to use, you know, 10,000 to start with, and you know, see how the program goes.
Yeah.
So they are in the process right now of developing their resource center for families that are having issues
Okay.
with the heroin and opioid you know, addiction. That being said, if anyone wants to contact them now, that they can.
Okay.
They are putting together materials that they're going to be putting at Town Hall, at the library, the fire department. I think they're going to try to get it into the schools as well. We're going to have stuff up on our website to get the word out. That's the first part.
That they're there. And
that they're
the
there
service
and
is
they're
there.
ready to help. And so, for folks watching this show, if they know of someone who, a family or whatever that needs referrals for, heroin addiction,
Treatment or whatever,
opioid addictions,
Yeah.
they can call CHS now and they'll work with
Okay.
those folks.
So they will do referrals, and they will
Yeah,
hook
so-
people up with the various resources.
Yeah, they're not going to actually be doing the counseling per se.
Okay.
But they're going to be
that's-
doing more case management.
Okay, that was the next question I was going to ask you. Will they be doing any counseling? at
Right,
all? Okay.
and that was, that was really the intent of the spirit behind the Warren article, was not so much to do drug counseling, because that's very expensive.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's intensive
Yep.
and it's very expensive to do that.
It takes a long time.
And it does, yeah, it's not overnight. And
Yeah.
so instead, what we wanted to do was have a referral service where people can go to and then find out how do they get help. Because
Okay. That's the
a big
most-
part of the problem is people don't know what to do. They don't know where
They
to
don't know
go,
where to go.
who to
Yep.
call. We want to
Yep.
give them that spot. And that's
Yeah.
what they'll be able to get now through
yeah.
CHS.
And that really is very important.
And
Is there-
CHS will be following up with
Yeah.
them, obviously,
Yeah.
too. They're not just going to say, okay, we're going to set you up with these folks, have a nice day. That's where the case management part comes into it,
Okay.
where they'll be following up and everything else.
I don't know if I would call it early intervention, but mediation. We used to have a mediation program in town
Right.
years back. I think when you were in school, we had a mediation program. And that program would bring in a family that was having a problem.
Yep.
And my knowledge of that was that a lot of times that was like a precursor to something that could turn into a drug issue, something bigger, okay? But
Yeah.
if you could get in there and do some mediation with the family and
Right.
kind of teach the parents and the child how to work together on things, then you got somewhere. Is there anything like that you think might come up in this plan?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I
Maybe
will say
later
this,
down the
Dottie,
road.
it's a fluid plan.
Okay.
So it's possible that
Yeah.
it could.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I'm
where.
all about let's taking care of things
Yeah.
after they happen is wonderful.
Right.
But boy, I
Early
would like to be on
intervention.
the prevention side of things.
No, it's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
I spent 4 years working in the juvenile justice system,
Yes,
so
yeah, yeah.
I saw it firsthand that it's oftentimes too
It's
late
just-
once everything's occurred. But
Exactly,
the
yeah.
earlier
It's hard
the
to turn it
intervention,
around.
the better. And there may be services like that
Yeah.
that CHS develops, again, depending on what the need is and what they see out in
Yeah.
the field. But that's where I think they're being smart, that they're taking those baby steps so
Yeah.
that they can decide.
Well, that would be a good thing for people to do too. Now that they are aware that there's going to be a place where they can go for resources,
Yeah.
those other people that don't need those kinds of resources yet could certainly give their input and say, this is something you need to think about in the future.
Right.
Offering, a mediation program or an intervention, something like that.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
that's just my thought. Oh,
Good
I
thoughts.
have a million opinions, Kevin. I have to get them out.
Good
There's
thoughts.
a medical condition called ingrown opinions. It's very dangerous. You have to get them out.
I know nothing about it.
You get yours out too? Let's have an update on recycling. Those
So-
buckets are big.
They are. They are.
They hold
Depending
a
on who you
lot.
talk to, they're either not big enough or they're too big. I guess it depends on how much you end up recycling
Mm-hmm.
every other week or every 2 weeks. But so far, so good on the
Yeah.
on the program. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback. We've had some
Mm-hmm.
complaints as well. There was some questions about in the beginning why there were garbage collectors, physical garbage collectors, dumping the cans in and not the automated arm.
Oh, yeah,
Waste
yeah.
Management just needed some time to do some
get that-
reconfiguring on their
Yeah,
trucks, but
yeah.
I was behind one of their trucks yesterday and they've now got the electronic arms
Okay.
working again. So those,
Now,
By the way, it didn't cost us anything more for them to not do the automation. Frankly, as long as they're picking the trash up and the recycling, I don't care how it gets in the truck, as long
Yep,
as it's being
yep.
done. So,
I have a question. When we overflow with our trash,
yep.
we get a bag over at the town office and, fill that up and
Yeah.
set it next to the can. What if we do overflow once in a while with our recycling? Or, for example, like, we're filling up our recycling, but
Yeah.
this week I seem to have an awful lot of cardboard
Right.
that needs to go out.
So the cardboard can always be dropped off down at the town dump, the transfer station. There are some recycling products that you can bring
Right.
down there. So if you find yourself in a week where for some reason you have more than what you
Then it'll
usually
fit.
have,
Okay.
it doesn't fit. If there are large plastic materials or cardboard, folks can bring down to the transfer station
Okay.
and drop it off down there if it's not all fitting in the recycling bin. But if people have any questions at all, give Donna Lamoli a call at the Public Works. She's
great.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's one of those employees that flies under the radar that most people probably.
You don't even realize she's there, but she's getting so much done.
She does. She
Yeah.
gets a ton done, and
Yeah.
she's a great help when people call. So I would encourage, if people have questions like that, just give her a call at the
Yeah.
Public Works Department, and she'll be more than happy to help you out.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, Kevin?
So a couple of other items. Woodmont Commons.
Yes.
They came before the planning board this past week with their conceptual design of phase 1 of the Woodmont Commons development. They've dropped all of their plans off to the planning department, so it's currently under design review. And anyone that wants to see all of the engineering plans can either physically go into the office and look at the plans in there, or they can go on the website. If they go under the planning department and look up current projects under review, you can see all of the Woodmont plans there. And they're looking to get an approval by October on the
Okay.
first phase from the planning board, so that they can start construction right away. And it's, what they came in with thus far is everything that they proposed in the master plan, as far as, the first phase is very heavy on the downtown.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's the commercial, retail end of things. There will be a road,
Walkable.
very walkable.
Yeah.
There'll be a roadway connecting the current Garden Drive all the way through to Pillsbury Road. So there'll be that connector road there.
Yeah.
And they're actually looking at renaming it Michael's Way after John Michaels,
Oh.
who obviously
Yeah.
a long-time town resident
Yeah.
and was a figure in town for a long time.
Absolutely.
Many people knew him.
Yeah.
But he was the attorney for Woodmont for some time before his passing, and so I think it's a nice tribute
Yeah.
to name that thoroughfare
Yeah.
after him. So things are progressing there, and as I said, I think when people see the plans they've come up with and realize it's very close to the master plan that they originally came in with,
Okay.
they'll be very happy about
That's
it.
good. So they're
Yeah.
not like switching on us all of a sudden.
No.
So that's
No,
good.
they
Yeah,
are
bait and
not.
switch kind of thing.
No.
So I know you have someplace you have to
Well,
be.
I do, and so can I
So-
take the last couple of minutes
You
here?
I was just going to say, you do, yeah.
I want to plug where I'm off to next.
Oh, well, okay.
The rail trail is having their ribbon cutting on
Yep.
the third phase.
Yep.
The third phase has been open for a while, but
And
this
is located where?
it starts Liberty and Independence Way, so where the Irving Station is, up by Exit 5.
Yep, yep.
Right behind there is where it starts, and it goes all the way down to Seasons Lane towards Derry. So now you can park at North School and ride your bike or jog, walk, run on that trail all the way down to Seasons Lane.
Yeah.
And they're already gearing up and getting ready for the start of phase 4 of the trail. I always hear so much positive feedback about the rail trail. People seem to love it up there. And so if you haven't been there yet or want to check out the
It's
new
time.
phase 3,
Yeah,
go on up,
Yeah.
check it out.
yeah. Now, eventually we'll be connecting with other communities, right?
The rail trail itself, the rail trail system will connect when it's all completed from Salem to Lebanon,
Yeah.
New Hampshire. So
Now there's a walk.
There's a walk, yeah. But you know, the first goal is to get it connected with Manchester and Derry, and they're well on their way to getting those connected.
Yeah, I know Derry's anxious to hook up with
Yeah.
us. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, does that cover it for you?
We went through a lot, Dottie. We got
did.
through a
We
lot
really,
in 30 minutes.
We hustled here.
Yes, we did.
hustled. Okay, we didn't divert too much either.
No, we didn't.
So, okay, well, I'm going to thank you for coming so you can get off to your next
Okay.
event. And get those great big scissors for the ribbon cutting, or just kind of normal
They
ones?
provide the scissors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love those huge ones.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to let you go, and thank you. I'm going to encourage everybody to go to the deliberative session next Monday, which
Yep.
is the 15th.
Yep.
And also to make sure that you're making your plans to attend Old Home Day.
Yep.
So much going on, you don't want to miss it, and we'll be keeping our fingers crossed for good weather, especially on fireworks night.
Absolutely.
You don't want to mess with the fireworks. So thank you all for watching. If you have something you'd like us to discuss, feel free to just get in contact with us. There is information at the end of the show as to how you can do that. And we will see you next time. Thank you very much. Kevin, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, Dottie.